Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Talking Trash with returning guest Mia, not John. John is on safari, or no, John's at space camp for the next.
Fat kid space camp.
Oh yeah, John's at Fat Kid Space Camp. He is dearly missed, I guess. In this episode, we're going to talk about the Series of Unfortunate Events show that just came out. As usual, we're going to go from characters to plot / general feelings, and then what we want from the next season, and a rating. So let's get started.
Matt, go first.
Okay. See, this is difficult. I don't have anything specific to say. I sort of liked the feeling of the characters. I felt like the kids didn't come off as sad as they should have. Like in the Jim Carrey movie, just looking at the kids, they all look sad and depressed because like their life is terrible. But these kids look too happy, which is a weird thing to say.
Yeah. Also, I think in the Jim Carrey movie, they went for like a darker color scheme regarding their wardrobe and just like how the sets look. And I feel like they look a little too happy and like their wardrobe looks a little too bright. That makes sense. Like the illustrations in the books, they also look like they're mostly wearing dark earth tone clothing. Makes sense.
Yeah. What else? Oh, we should also mention that I read the books as a kid, and Mia has no relationship of any kind to the books. So maybe that'll change our opinions. This is going to be a lower energy episode as well. Look, Mia, unless you're going to step it up in the energy department, we're going to stay about here.
No.
What else you got? You took more notes than I did on the characters.
I really like Sunny. I like the way that they did subtitles for her dialogue. I also liked when characters actually understood what she was saying. One of my favorite scenes is when the hook-handed man is like, "But the baby said there was going to be pudding."
Oh yeah, that is also great.
Yeah.
That the baby's voiced by Tara Strong.
Yep. I also really like the hook-handed man. I think he does a good job.
Of being a hook-handed man.
Yeah.
His like flaily hooks and like constantly wearing gloves over the hooks is adorable.
I also think that Neil Patrick Harris did a good job as Count Olaf. He could
He
be
had a lot
like
of voices. Like he has a lot of voices that I didn't know he had. Like his Captain Sham, I think is supposed to be Sean Connery, because it sounds a lot like an impersonation of Sean Connery. And I don't know, that's a hard impression to do. It's impressive.
He does it well. I feel like he could be more menacing, but he's not too goofy. Like, he's not too exaggerated.
He's just goofy enough that it like works. And we did take notes because I normally forget everything I'm gonna say. So yeah, we have some notes. That's helpful. They had a lot of like cool celebrity cameo gets that I thought were really impressive, like Viola Davis. Right? Is that the right lady?
He played the aunt?
Yeah. No? Ah, shit. I'm not good at this. I don't know actors.
I don't know her name, but I know for a fact it's not Viola Davis.
Do they look similar at least? Or am I crazy?
Kinda crazy, Mike. Kinda
Really?
messed up. Yeah. I really liked that Joan Cusack was, what is it, Justice something?
Justice Strauss, I think.
Yeah, Justice Strauss. And then I also liked Catherine O'Hara, because I feel like Catherine O'Hara has done a lot of really great roles as like the slightly crazy lady. Like I love her in Beetlejuice as like the weird art mother.
She was in Captain America.
What's her name?
Ah, fuck, that's where I know her. She was in Luke Cage.
Wait, what's her name?
Alfred... Audrey Woodard. Normally we don't look things up on the show, but I don't know, it seemed fine. She was Mariah Dillard in Luke Cage too. Damn it. No, they really don't look anything alike.
Yeah.
I'm just dumb.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, great. Woo. I don't know what else to say now.
Do you want to move on to plot?
Yeah, moving right along. So I thought that the sets and stuff reminded me a lot of like Brian Fuller's shows,
Yeah.
like Pushing Daisies and stuff. I thought that was really cool. And that they followed the books pretty okay. From what I can remember from when I was like 10. And that was great. What else you got, Mia?
Sorry, I'm reading your notes. It's fine.
Stop reading my notes.
I guess like moving on to plot because that's how I took my notes. I really liked the lengths of the episodes and how they did the 2 parts. I felt like it didn't seem too drawn out or too rushed. And I think that the miniseries format generally is better for adapting like books or I guess comic books too, because I feel like movies there's not enough time, and like an actual TV show there's too much time. And I think Netflix did a really great format, and they didn't try to make it too long, and they didn't try to fit too much into like one episode.
I would like to read one of my notes verbatim. Why does Poe tell everyone and their mother about the fortune? How is he qualified to take care of a will and children?
Yeah, that also doesn't
He's
make
a
sense.
banker. In what world is he allowed to just like, no social services, I'm also allowed to take care of a will, something normally I think taken care of by a lawyer.
I feel like it depends what like time period this is supposed to be, because like theoretically in the past maybe bankers would take care of it, but
It
if
doesn't
it's,
explain why he gets to care for
yeah,
orphans.
modern days like they should be in the care of like a social services agent. A lawyer should be carrying out the information of the will, and he should really only be in charge of the money.
He also literally tells everyone and anyone, not even people that ask. He'll just tell them about the kid's fortune.
Oh, hey, stranger on the street, have you met these orphans? You know they have
Yeah,
like,
he did
so
that
much
in one of
money.
the episodes. It was like, shit, where were they? They were like doing something that involved, that like wasn't important, and he just told the person like, oh yes, these children have quite the fortune, and the guy's like, oh,
Okay.
that's real great, I guess, cool.
I always think it's weird that they like everyone refers to them as the Baudelaires or like the Baudelaire orphans instead of referring to them by their specific names.
No, they don't get names.
They're just like one lump group of like sad orphan children.
Yeah. I'd like to read another note that I have. Poe is the most useless of useless human beings.
I feel like, because we talked about this, I feel like one of the things that this like...
Oh, wait. Before we get to that, I have another one. This show teaches kids that everything you love will die and adults will never trust you. Which is not far off.
I mean, yeah, I feel like a lot of books, like especially children's books, tell children like you can always rely on adults. If something goes bad, adults will bail you out. And I feel like this book series is like rely on yourself and figure out how to do stuff on your own. I mean, granted, most children don't lose their parents in a fire and have a weird, creepy uncle who like tries to steal their money and like marry them.
Colby Smulders and Will Arnett's whole family died in a fire. That was sad.
Yeah, but that's like also in this universe. How many
Also
people
sad.
do you know who lost their parents in a fire?
I don't know. That's not something I've ever asked anyone before.
You don't. I know your friends. You don't.
Yeah, Poe and his wife are like the worst of, like, just the worst of human beings. Where it's a point where I think, like, if I met them in real life, I would hate them and wish harm upon them and their families.
I do like the actor who plays Poe, who if you...
Oh yeah, he's good.
Yeah, if you watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, he's Trick in season 3 of Buffy. It's nice to see him getting work.
There was something weird about the show as the episodes went on, but like, the father seemed, well, okay, when they talked, no, it works, I guess, actually. When they were talking about the kid's parents, their father seems significantly less important than the mother.
Yeah.
It's
Fuck gender roles.
okay, that's fine, but at the same time, like, they have both parents. It's not like, oh yeah, father abused us as children. It's like, no, we have both parents. They both love us very much, but only our mother matters.
I mean,
And
that's not
that's
true. They
kind
talk about the dad.
A fraction of the amount that they talk about the mom. It's like
I don't think that's true.
noticeable fraction, I
did
think.
not notice that.
I did. It's just something I thought about. Now okay.
General.
All of the spy stuff. I mean, we're doing both. That's why it's
Okay.
plot and general thoughts. The spy stuff is weird. There's lots of spy stuff that I don't remember from the books, and I don't get it.
What do you mean?
Like that lady from the movie who was also the statue and the guy's secretary.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember her ever being in the books. Also, like, she was there for the first, like, 4 episodes, and then she was gone.
I mean, she shows up at the end of this. Well, you don't actually see her, but she shows up in reference when she sends Klaus back the.
Yeah, in reference, but that's it. Like, she, I guess, stayed on that boat all the way to Peru.
Oh yeah, she.
She could have jumped. Count Olaf jumped.
Yeah, but I feel like normal people don't just jump out of ships in the middle of the ocean.
Count Olaf did.
Yeah, but
That's the point.
That's
He
not,
did.
Not normal. That's
You
also
don't know
the point
that.
of his thing.
I don't really have a ton of notes. Oh, I guess another note. This is where we get into spoilers. So, if you haven't seen it, spoilers. But when it turns out that Will Arnett and Colby Smulders aren't actually the Baudelaire's parents, that was real sad. That was like a huge gut punch.
Maybe
Like,
that's sad.
I thought it was
well
real
done.
sad. Like, it wasn't
Also-
like badly done. It was just like, oh man, that came out of nowhere.
Kind of. I like that they make it seem like they are the Baudelaire parents, and that like they show the picture and it's like, oh look, there's mom and dad, but they won't really like show you it is, so you assume that it's them. And then in the is it the first or second Mill episode when that happens? I think it's the second one.
Yeah.
So-
Or wait, is it the second one or the end? That was the weird thing about the Mill episodes. I didn't notice when one ended and another one began. They just like,
I don't know.
they all kind of like blended into the same episode.
Yeah, I think that's the point.
Yeah, no, I get it. Jeez, me, I'm not dumb.
Wow. But I like that they set that up for you, and then when you like find out that they're not their parents, and then the fire happens and all that, it sets them up well for their next season, and then going into the next book, which is the one where they're at boarding school.
The Austere Academy, book 5. Is there anything else that you want to say about it? I thought the show was very earnest. I made that as a note.
You made a comment last time about Lemony Snicket and how you like that he narrates.
Oh yeah, I like Lemony Snicket. I like the guy, Patrick Warburton, that plays him. None of these people are who I would have thought to cast in these roles, but like they all fit real well. Like having Lemony Snicket, I guess, in the show narrating throughout still makes it feel like a lot. I think without it, it would feel less like the books. Like the random points where he defines a word in relation to like the story being told. Like when I was a kid, I thought that was super helpful because like those were big words that I was learning. And I think that's cool. I don't know what else.
Well, also, so I said I like that Lemony Snicket is constantly like telling you what's gonna happen. Like specifically in the Wide Window episode, he tells you that their Aunt Josephine is going to die, or that she has like a terrible fate. I forget how he phrases it. And then, so I think of it as like it's kind of like that phrase like you can't look away from a train wreck, and it's like you can't look away at their life becoming worse and worse. But you said
Mia loves to stare at train wrecks.
You said that you like it because when he tells you that it's going to go terribly wrong for the kids, it makes you want him to be wrong. It makes you want them to not like have that terrible future. It makes you want them to have a happy ending, I guess. And then when it doesn't, you're like, well, maybe it'll get better
He did tell
next
us it was
time.
happening. I don't know. I like it, and at the same time, I feel like if I was coming into this without knowing anything about the books, I'd be a little disappointed, I guess. Cause like, let's say you watched it and you're like, oh, the ant, something terrible does happen to the ant, and then for the rest of the episode, when it finally happens, you might be like, oh, well, he told me it was gonna happen. That kind of ruined the surprise. So I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that has probably already happened to someone that watched this show.
Yeah. For me, I kind of knew what happened because I did watch the movie and I also read some summaries of books.
She read all of the summaries for every book.
That's not true. I only did it for the first 6.
Every book.
There, no. But so I knew it was going to happen, and I wanted to see how it happened, like how they got from. Because I think Lemony Snicket tells you that she's gonna have a terrible fate before they even get to the cave or anything, and so I had kind of forgotten what happened, and then as I watched it happen, I was like, oh, she's gonna die here, and then she didn't. Oh, another point, the leeches in the lake, that's not what leeches look like.
I think that was the point, but they were also never what I pictured them as a kid. Like, they were real creepy.
You know what they look like? The weird, like, demon creature from the Futurama movie Into the Wild Green Yonder, the, like, weird, like, slug that sucks on Leela. It looks like that. Leeches are very tiny and black, and it's just like, when I saw them, I was like, that's not what leeches look like, and it really like took me out of the moment because I just got angry about it.
Yeah, that was real weird. I liked it though. Like overall, I thought it was definitely a good like whole series. I don't know, like I really enjoyed it. It made me think about those books again, which was really cool. So the camera stopped recording as it wants to do apparently. We recorded a whole 10 minutes that are just gone now. What we're gonna do is do a quick summary of what we want from the next season. Go.
I really want the next season to be darker and gloomier. I want them to utilize like a darker palette throughout for like wardrobe, sets, I guess like the mood of the show too. I feel like as it goes along, it should get darker, sadder, more hopeless.
I would like to see. Well, I'm gonna reread the books because I'm curious how it'll. I want to know. Basically, I want to be prepared for the next season and see how close they follow each other. Because I always think that's really interesting. I want to see more cameos. I thought that was like the great strength of this season, like, because you see these actors and like, oh, I recognize that person, and they're selling this. Like, this is how I kind of thought this person would be from when I was a kid. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also just looking forward to see more of Neil Patrick Harris as like Count Olaf. Like seeing him dress up his characters and stuff was really cool. He's really good at it.
Yeah. I also want to see more of Lemony Snicket and Count Olaf's like background and also
that too.
background, because I know that they wrote like prequel books about Lemony Snicket, and I hope that they incorporate the information that's in that into the show, even though it's not technically in the like original series. I think it'd be really interesting to get more background.
Yeah, so we're gonna do ratings real fast. Ratings out of 5 trash cans. Go.
So I gave it 4 out of 5 trash cans because I think that it's not the best TV show I've ever seen, but for what it is, like a kids show or a show that's aiming for the nostalgia of kids in our age, it does a really good job.
I also rated it a 4 out of 5. I think it's a strong TV show, had some weaknesses. Overall, pretty good. I really liked it. That's it. We'll see you guys. Mia, we'll see you in the next Series of Unfortunate Events review. Maybe sooner. Probably not. We'll see. What else? If you haven't already liked the video, please do so. It really helps circulate. If there was something we didn't mention that was cool for the Series of Unfortunate Events show, comment it down below. Oh, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm at 39 subscribers as of the recording, and I would like to break 40 by, the end of the month. I started a new podcast called the Fever Pitch Podcast. I'll have a link to it down in the description. Please go give it a listen. The next episode, it's a monthly podcast. The next episode posts on February 14th, Valentine's Day, and there'll be some big changes coming to that in the coming months, all for the good. So please check that out. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.